latest basilica for public mourning. President Bola Tinubu has renewed commitments to tackling the security challenge confronting the nation. The president gave the assurance on Tuesday when he visited Benue State to identify with the victims of the recent attacks in the state. The president, who was represented by the National Security Advisor (NSA) Malam Nupu Ribadu, described the attacks and killings in Benue State as an act of evil. According to him, the government will stop at nothing towards ensuring that the act is brought to an end. President Tinubu noted that his administration inherited a deeply troubled nation, adding that he is working diligently to repair the damage. In another development, President Bola Tinubu has urged leaders to prioritize efforts at addressing poverty, unemployment, and inequality. This is as he also wants them to place strong emphasis on education, innovation, and skill acquisition. President Tinubu made the call in a speech marking the 50th anniversary of the African state ECOWAS, represented by the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu. The president called for continuous dialogue and engagement with estranged member states, especially Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, expressing a commitment to reconciliation and reintegration. Meanwhile, the presidency has defended the Federal Executive Council's approval of a 10 billion naira solar energy project for the State House. The special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Information and Strategy, Mr. Bayo Nonuga, defended the project on his verified ex-handle following the media report questioning the necessity of the project, especially in the light of prevailing economic realities. Mr. Ononuga argued that transitioning the State House to solar power aligns with global best practices, noting that the White House in Washington, D.C. also uses solar energy as part of its power supply. The federal government says it has revived a total of 991 primary health care centers across the country. This is in line with the current administration's commitment to enhancing healthcare delivery. The executive director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. V. Aina, made this known at a news briefing in Abuja. He also pointed out that an additional 701 primary healthcare centers were undergoing renovation, while I explained that the agency was leveraging heavily on the body of Pope Francis in possession this Wednesday from his residence within the walls of the Vatican City to St. Peter Basilica. Red-hearted cardinals, priests, and helmeted to a sunlit open area as a male choir chanted psalms and prayers in Latin while the great bells of the basilica tolled. The body of the 88-year-old Pope, who died 2 days ago in his room at the Santa Marta guest house after suffering a stroke, was held aloft on a wooden platform by 14 white-gloved, black-suited pallbearers. The United States President, Mr. Donald Trump, says he has no intention of firing Mr. Jerome Powell after repeatedly criticizing the head of the Federal Reserve. He added that he would like Mr. Powell to be a little more active when it comes to cutting interest rates. Speaking in the Oval Office on Tuesday, Mr. Trump also said he is optimistic about improving trade relations with China. Last week, Mr. President intensified his criticism of the federal chief, calling him a major loser. The comments sparked a sell-off of stocks, bonds, and the US dollars, but financial markets have since been recovering from those losses. The latest remarks came after the director of the National Economic Council, Mr. Kevin Hassett, said on Friday that President Trump was looking into whether it would be possible to sack Mr. Powell. In the meantime, Chinese President Mr. Xi Jinping has warned that tariffs threaten the interests of all countries amid an ongoing de facto trade embargo between China and the United States. Speaking during a meeting with Azerbaijan President Mr. Ilham Aliyev, This Wednesday, Mr. Xi said that trade wars undermine the legitimate rights and interests of all countries, hurt the multilateral trading system, and impact the world economic order. According to him, China is willing to work with Azerbaijan to safeguard the international system based on international law and to firmly protect respective legitimate rights and interests. His remarks come as trade between the world's two largest economies is at an effective standstill following the imposition of punishing tariffs on each other's exports. 9 persons have been killed after a Russian drone hit a bus transporting wares in Ukraine. Officials said the attack occurred this Wednesday morning in south-central city of Mardanets. Regional Chief of Reportedly, Mr. Ashley Schlag said at least 30 people were injured, adding that the number of victims is constantly growing. The attack comes as officials from the UK, France, Germany, the US, and Ukraine are preparing to hold talks in London aimed at securing a ceasefire in the conflict. Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine on 21st February 2022. It is estimated that hundreds of thousands of people have been killed or injured on all sides since then. On sport, the battle to secure a place in the playoffs will take center stage once again as the 2024-2025 Nigeria Women Football League season enters its penultimate round this Wednesday. Remo Stars and Nasarawa Amazons can secure a place in the season-ending competition this Wednesday. Wabimo Matthews Remo Stars will be away to Abia Angels in a Group A fixture. The visitors need just 1 point to clinch their maiden playoff berth. Abia Angels have won 5 of 6 home fixtures this season. Nasarawa Amazons will be up against Odas Edo Queens at the Lafayette City Stadium. The home team can seal their passage to the playoff with a win. Security is central to society's development, contributes to ensuring a secure society. To end the midday news, another look at major items. Speaking on Tuesday during a visit to Benue State, President Bola Tinubu, represented by the National Security Advisor Malam Nuku Ribadu, reassured of the current administration's commitment to tackling insecurity. The Executive Director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Moi Aino, while briefing newsmen in Abuja, said the federal government has revived over 900 primary healthcare centers across the country with over 2,000 others undergoing renovation as part of efforts to enhance healthcare delivery. He also urged that the body of Pope Francis has been moved from his residence within the walls of the Vatican City to St. Peter Basilica for public mourning. Midday News was edited by Chris Ogu and broadcast from OGPC Abeokuta. For exclusive programs and the latest news updates, visit our website at oguradio.ng. Follow us on Facebook at Ogoradio Abeokuta and on X at OGBC 905 FM. You can also listen to OGBC on